Good morning, students. This is Ma'am Spring presenting education lecture for class 12th. Today I have chosen topic learning. Learning is a continuous process, and if learning is not done, then we cannot educate you. So human being learns many sorts of behavioral throughout his life. The nature provides innumerable learning opportunities to human beings in their life since birth. Learning is a continuous process, and one can learn from his past experience or from the training given to him. Now, I am going to tell you the definitions given by various educationists. According to Gates, learning is the modification of behavior through experience. And other educationists, they have also given it and they have added one line to it, that is training. So overall, learning is the modification of behavior through experience and training. If we see that there is a modification of behavior in one slide, then we say that the learning has taken place. The next definition is given by Crow and Crow, and he says that learning is the acquisition of knowledge and an attitude. Learning is always acquired. You can learn anything from your life. In the next definition, Robbins says learning is any relatively permanent change in behavior that occurs as a result of experience. As I told you, the learning takes place at any period of our life, but it cannot be reversed. So what Robbins says, that it's a relatively permanent change. When the change takes place, we cannot reverse it. So now I'm going to tell you some characteristics of learning. In the process of learning, certain characteristics are followed. So what are those characteristics? We are going to discuss them. The very first characteristic is the life is a lifelong process. We all know that learning starts from birth and continues throughout our life. And it continues throughout our life. If a child born, he starts learning from the very beginning, and in his life period, he learns everything. The next characteristic is that learning is a change. We see change in the behavior, and it is through training and experience. When we see that there is a change in anyone, then we say that the learning has taken place. The third characteristic is that it is a universal. Learning is universal. All the creatures, they can learn things or the other. Hence, learning is said to be universal. It's not only in the human beings. We also see learning in animals and the other creatures of this world. Next, we say that the learning is adjustment. The moment the child enters in this world, he starts adjusting or adapting in accordance with his environment. And as he starts adopting or adjusting to the environment, we say that the learning has taken place. It means that he has started adjusting to his environment. Therefore, he has to learn many new activities in the manner he starts sitting, he's learn walking, living in the society, and what are the societal manners, its customs. All these things are learned. The next characteristic is that learning is purposive. If we do not have any purpose in our life, then the learning is useless. We learn because we have some or the other purpose. If there is no purpose, then we would not move for learning. As you are learning this time because you have to give your exams or the boards, it means if you are going to see the lectures sincerely, then you will be benefited from it. This is what the learning is. Learning is rational. Learning is doing a thing in a logical manner. Only those are successful in their life who execute their activities in a well thought manner, or else would nothing be nothing but failure. If you are not going to plan your activities in a proper manner, then it will prove to be a failure in your life. Now, there are certain factors which also affect learning. It's not that if you are not learning anything, so learning has not taken place. There are certain factors which affects learning. So we are going to discuss some of the factors which are personal as well as the environmental factors. First of all, we will be discussing about the personal factors, and among the personal factors we have age and maturity. Physical and mental process. Basically, we connected physical and mental processes of the life are the things which affects the learning in our lifetime, because according to age a child gets matured, and if maturity is not there in a child, and if we are going to teach them such activities, then we'll say that the child is not able to learn properly. Basically, we connect this age and maturity factor with the heredity. Ability increases the learning if a child is mature. The next factor which affects learning is the physical and mental health. Physical and mental health is very important in one's life to learn anything. It can affect positively or negatively. If it is affecting positively, then a child learns better, and if it is affecting negatively, it means the child is learning in a very slow manner. The third is that intelligence, interest, and aptitude and attitude. These things also affect a person when they are learning something. Intelligence, if a person is intelligent, then his learning is better than a person who is a slow learner. Interest, attitude, and aptitudes, they also play an important role in a person's life to learn a thing better manner. Motivation and will to learn is one of the factor which is an important factor in a life of a person, which makes a person motivated to do something in his life. It works as a super highway in the process of learning. If a child is motivated towards the learning, then he does better than the other children. A person has to decide goal in their life. Goal of a person is also one of the factor which affects learning. Suppose you want to achieve something in your life, then learning takes place positively and faster. And if you do not have any goal in your life, then the learning is negatively affected. Now, these were the personal factors. Now we are going to discuss few of the environmental factors which affects our learning. Physical environment like trees, your surroundings and your weather, all these things which comes in our way, they affect our learning. So if you want to learn properly, then you need a proper environment. Then we also need social environment. Social environment, when we come in contact with the other person, then this environment affects our learning, and it could be in a positive or in a negative manner. Time is also an essential factor which affects the learning. The duration of the time matters a lot. Suppose if it is a morning time, few of the people, they love to study in the morning time, and few of them, they sit back for studies late night. So when the time suits to you is the main factor which enhances your learning or is helpful in your learning. The next factor which we have is the fatigue and rest. We are human beings and we need rest. We need interval in our studies. Unless we'll take rest, we'll not be able to learn properly in our life. So today we have discussed that what is learning and what are the factors which affects learning and what are the characteristics of learning. In the next lecture of mine, I'll be telling you that what are the laws of learning and what are the various theories of learning. Thank you.